First, if you can just introduce for our Mexican fans, introduce yourself, and then tell us about what the announcement that happened yesterday.
Okay.
And
Okay. Hola, I'm Joran Neveu, the CEO of the FIA WEC. It's a pleasure to see you and to welcome you in Daytona for the Rolex Daytona 24 here. Why we are here this weekend is because we have had a great announcement yesterday with the colleagues and the friends from IMSA. The idea was to find a way to provide an incredible stage for the sports car and for the world endurance motorsport. So the idea is to provide a convergence on the top category. So coming out from the DPI 2.0 and the hypercar regulation, we're providing the new one, which is the LMDH, an additional one, to make sure that the people and the top OEMs in the world will have a chance to join us and to make an amazing program with us. So it's a good announcement because it's also a vision for the next 10 years. The chassis that we will use for this car will be the same that we will use for the next generation of the LMP2 cars. So that's really a global vision. And the idea now is to be ready to welcome the top teams for the top race in the world. Next step is in Super Sebring in a few weeks, when we will explain and show the final technical regulation of this car to have a good knowledge about this car. Then after, the OEMs will be happy to rejoin the technical working group and to take their own decision. The idea is to introduce this new LNDH category in September 21 for the World Championship, the WEC. Then January 22, exactly here in Daytona, for the WeatherTech Championship. And if we have to summarize, it means that in a few months, in 1 year and a half, OEMs will be able to race in WeatherTech, but also in WEC, and will be able to attend with the same car Le Mans 24 or Daytona 24, Sebring or Spa, Silverstone of Petit Le Mans, so the top races in the world regarding the sports car. In between, what I have to say to our friend from Mexico is that we are staying not very far from Mexico in Austin, Texas in a few weeks on the Sunday 23rd of February. So please, if you are around, and we are missing Mexico very frankly since we have no chance to visit with WC, so it will be a pleasure for us to welcome all the Mexican fans from Texas but from Mexico also, as this is very close, for a great race weekend in Austin. So never forget, Sunday 23rd, WEC will race in Austin, Texas, and it will be your place. You are more than welcome.
thank you. And one more question. We also like to promote, 3i Mexico likes to promote women in motorsports. How do you integrate the FIA's Women in Motorsports program with WEC? How do they support each other?
You mean regarding the new regulation, correct?
Correct, and in general, in the World Endurance Championship.
I would say that this is a permanent exchange between IMSA and ACO because we have an existing pre-contract together that we work a lot. There is a license together. That's the reason why you have the Petit Le Mans here, and this is also the heritage from the past time. So we are working very close together, the two technical departments. And you can consider that IMSA is totally and fully in charge about the North American territories with the WeatherTech Championship, and the FI is more involved regarding the WEC part, which is everything exclude the North American part. So, and we try to make sure that these two organizations work well together. That's the reason why we have established clear rules between us, and it works pretty well. But this is also a big added value, I have to say, because it means that when you have to take a decision, you have not one advice but two. You have not one knowledge but two, and it's better to be two around the table to decide. So at this moment, this is very clear enough, and it works very well.
Excellent. And last thing, one last message to the Mexican fans. I know you mentioned Cota, but anything you'd like to say to all the Mexican fans watching?
No, I know that the Mexican people are a fantastic fan for motorsport. There is a huge community, and the Mexican people are very generous. They are like Latins, so they speak with the heart, and they are very sourcing a pleasure and enthusiasm in the paddock and in all the places they are visiting. We miss Mexico, to be frankly. We had a very good experience for a few seasons there with WEC. The Autodromo is amazing. The city is incredible. You feel the energy. So we miss the Mexican, and we hope that the race in Austin will be an opportunity to meet many of them to come to see us. And we hope to have a chance one day, maybe why not to be back in Mexico, because this is definitely a country for motorsport. People who like the motorsport, and we love the Mexican people.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
we'll let you get back to your activities. But again, thank you very much
Absolutely.
from all the Mexican fans.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Muchas gracias. Thank you.